people. I'm Madeline.
I'm Madison.
I'm Ben.
I'm Cameron.
For many days we have been studying about water filters. Our problem was to successfully purify dirty water by creating a water filter. This product was built for the MITES7 Incorporated.
When we got assigned this project, we were unsure what to do. So then we started brainstorming ideas, and we came up with 5 questions that we needed to be answered. The first question we came up with was, what makes a water filter successful? Well, we decided that what makes a water filter successful is if the water filter successfully removes settling objects, floating solids from the original liquid, if it removes the odor from the original liquid, and if it does not lose the large quantity of the original liquid.
The second question we came up with is, what materials do we have and how to make them? The type of materials that we use are mesh, 5 coffee filters, couple of coffee filters, 4 types of sands, carbon, and gravel. 4 types of sands we have are fine sand, coarse gravel, and fine gravel. Layered it from biggest to smallest.
The third question we thought of was how will we layer the rock? When thinking about this question, we had to think about how much each layer would filter out. We decided big aggregate to small aggregate. We did this because bigger aggregate does not get out the small unclean particles. For this reason, we need to put big aggregate at the top and small aggregates at the bottom.
The fourth question we thought of was, what size will each layer be? Answer, the size of each layer was not equal. We used about 1 inch of rocks, half inches of coffee filter, and another half inch of carbon, another half inch of fine rocks, and 2.5 inches of more rocks.
How will the water reach the spout? To get the water to reach the spout, we started with some rocks, followed by 5 coffee filters, sand, and fine aggregate. Next, some mesh, gravel, and more rock.
After we had an idea, we then had to make a design.
Our design was gravel at the very top. Then we put mesh to contain the gravel. Then we put fine gravel, coarse sand, fine sand, fines of sand, activated carbon, 5 coffee filters to filter out the unclean particles, and then we put gravel at the bottom to boost up the 5 layers of coffee filters.
After we had our plan, we had to make a way of building it. So what we did is first we poured in some gravel. Then after that, we flattened some coffee filters on top of the gravel and made sure they were angled toward the hole of the spigot to make sure the water will go into the spigot. After that, we layered carbon on top of the coffee filters to stop other sediment and dust that would come through. Fines of sand were on top of the carbon. Then fine sand was on top of the fines of sand. Then coarse sand. And then we put fine gravel on top of the coarse sand. After that, we put mesh to support and contain the weight of the next layer, which was gravel. Then we just poured water in and it would filter out. After the design, we had to test it in a series of tests.
We did several tests these few days. Our first test, we tested our filter against several competitors such as Pure, Brita 5 Cup, and Brita 10 Cup. In this test, we test how well the water purified with salt. Needless to say, Pure won with only 1750 ppm of salinity. Actually, our own homemade filter did better than Brita, which is surprising.
Then we test our filter against the same competitors, but this time we tested wastewater, which was actual just water with soap. Again, pure, clean and purified water with no soap particles left. Our last test was the same, except this time the filters had to filter fruit punch for the third time, pure won.
Oh, well, this says something about Brita.